The Hakka are Han Chinese people that speak their own Hakka language and originally came from Guangdong, Jiangxi, Guangxi, Sichuan, Hunan, and Fujian in China. The characters for Hakka is Ke, which comes from words meaning travelers or visitors. This is because the natives Tujia. Since many years ago, the Hakka people have migrated to many places and eventually have settled in southern China, but still often move overseas to different
The
countries.
Hakka people came originally from the north of the Yellow River. A series of migrations brought them to the southern Chinese provinces of Fujian, Jiangxi, and Guangdong. The Hakka began to settle in Hong Kong from 1684 onwards, but by this time the fertile plains had already been occupied by the Punti, and the Hakka had settled on poorer lands in hilly areas. In the past, Hong Kong's Hakka people were predominantly farmers who were identified by their traditional clothing, a black or blue loose-fitting, pajama-like set of work clothes known as shanfu, which is basically a shirt and trousers worn by men and women alike. Traditionally, Hakka women took care of daily household chores, as well as worked in the field. When they were not farming, they made mud bricks, tailored clothing, dyed cloth, and did handicraft work. Hakka home cooking is plain and simple, but the Hakka sweet pastries prepared for festivals are rich in flavor.
The traditional Hakka houses found in Hong Kong is a symmetrical and orderly building. They are normally a single floor design with a loft. A light well near the front of the house provides natural lighting and ventilation. The toilet and kitchen are at the front of the building, and storage, living, and sleeping areas are located at the back. The loft is used for children's sleeping quarters as well as for storage. Hakka people traditionally had social activities outdoors, and the open ground in front of their houses was the place for both socializing and laundry drying. Wealthy Hakka families built large multi-family houses, examples of which are Pun Yuk in Yuen Long, San Tung Yuk in Chuen Wan, and Tai Tan Yuk in Sha Tin.
Rice used to be Hong Kong's main agricultural produce, which was supplemented by livestock. Secondary staples such as vegetables and cash crops, such as sugarcane, peanut, and jute. At that time, the process of rice planting from tilling the land to seeding, planting, fertilizing, weeding, and harvesting generally took about 5 months. June and November were the harvesting months, and no planting took place from December to February because wet paddies would not grow well in the cold, dry weather. Adults were responsible for heavy farming work, while older children tended plough buffaloes and performed light farming tasks. Clans that owned large tracts of farmland would lease them out to tenant farmers who were allowed to live on the land as well as farm it.
The Tanka people are the original inhabitants of the South Sea parts. It's a special group of people that traditionally lived on junks around the coastal parts of China, Hong Kong, and Macau. The similarities of the boat dwellers and Hakka people is that most of their population is located in the same areas as where Hakka people were, like Guangdong, Guangxi, and Fujian.
Chinese puppetry, which probably appeared as early as the Han Dynasty, is a performing art that combines elements of drama, dance, literature, painting, and sculpture. Hong Kong originally had only Cantonese puppet troupes, whose performances with wooden stick puppets, iron rod puppets, and swing puppets were staged mainly for village festivals. The art flourished in Hong Kong in the 1970s when Fujian-style string, glove, and shadow puppetry was introduced. By the 1980s, the number of puppet performances in Hong Kong decreased drastically, as Cantonese opera replaced puppetry as the preferred performance for village festivals. Because of the decline in popularity, insufficient young talents were attracted to the art of, and many puppet troupes were forced to disband as their aging puppet masters retired. Today, the puppet performances are staged occasionally in some of the village Taiping Qingjiao ceremonies held in new territories.
Today, the Hakka people can still be found in places like Pun Uk in Yuen Long, Sam Tung Uk in Sun Wan, and Sang Tai Uk in Sha Tin. Some things have changed about their lifestyle. For example, now some have aircon, cars, motorbikes, and lots of other modern technology. But their tradition has not been ruined because they still celebrate their usual traditional festivals such as the Bun Festival.